I am Locutus of Borg.
Hi guys, I'm Locutus, and welcome back to the Collective. And, well, as I'm recording this, it's Thursday night, but this will be our Friday night video for this week. Replacing the usually scheduled Civ video, I will be returning to Civ next week, but this game has just come out today, and I've been waiting for this for quite some time, and I really want to give this a go tonight, so I thought I would share it with all of you as my first impression. I'm not going to be doing a full series on it just yet, because I want to learn the game, get to grips with it a bit more before I delve into that, because it's the sort of game, these sort of grand strategy games, unless I know what I'm doing and can talk about it intelligently, it's not really much point anyone really watching, or much entertainment value other than me just stumbling through menus and figuring things out. So we're going to have a little look here and see how we get on. It's a Paradox game, so if you've played a Paradox grand strategy game before, you probably know roughly what to expect. The likes of Crusader Kings or Hearts of Iron come to mind. The one I'm most familiar with, and it was actually the first Paradox game, well, no, I played Hearts of Iron 3 back in the day, but the Paradox game I've sunk the most time into is Stellaris, which is, for my money, the single best sort of Space Empire, Grand Strategy 4X, whatever you want to call it, best that's ever been made. Better than Master Orion 2, better than Imperium Galactica, absolutely brilliant. The level of detail, the scope of it, and the level of control you have of your empire is just wonderful. And the way Paradox supports their games is wonderful as well, in that when they do a DLC pack, that generally reworks some pretty core aspects of the game, but that's just put in as a patch. The DLC, whether you buy it or not, you get the actual improvements to the game. The DLC pack itself, you get some bonuses with, obviously, some extra things, but you don't need them to play the game, and the game as a whole just evolves. I mean, Stellaris in its current incarnation is nearly unrecognisable from Stellaris at launch. I mean, it's practically Stellaris 2, they've changed so much by now. But that's neither here nor there, because we're playing Imperator Rome, which is their latest outing, and it's set in the classical era of about... It's set around 350 BC, or 300 BC, I think, which is a way into the game. Just sort of a while after the founding of Rome, and it's set in sort of post-Alexandria, or post-Alexander's empire. Lots of little startup empires vying for control, so, you know, it might end up with a mighty Roman Empire. It might end up with, you know, nothing. Rome might just get crushed underfoot, never become a power in the world, and, you know, some random barbarian tribe, or Egypt, or Greece, or Carthage might rise to power. Who knows? But we're going to start, and we're going to try the tutorial, just because... Actually, I'm just going to check the settings, because... Yep, that's fine. This is actually the second time I've tried this video, because the game actually crashed on me the first time. I mean, not just a little crash either, my whole computer locked up and everything froze entirely, and... yeah, I was a little alarmed for a moment there, but anyway, we'll have a go and see what happens. We're going to try playing the tutorial again, which is just you play a little as a tutorial as Rome. And I love this whole setting. I mean, I love all this ancient Rome, ancient Greece, and I don't know as much about it as I would like to, but I know enough to get muddled through, and, you know, and I love Paradox games, so this was a no-brainer. So yeah, I will be doing a series on this sometime in the future probably, but for now, this is just a little one-off intro, and normal service with Civ will be resumed next week. So yeah, here's the tutorial, blah-de-blah-de-blah. The gist of it is, here's your tutorial objectives here. You can complete them in any order you like, technically, or you can go through them top to bottom if you want the best sort of hand-holdy tutorial that you're going to get in this kind of game. It's not that hand-holdy even still, because, I mean, Paradox games don't pull their punches. Anyway, Roma Invicta. And so yeah, for 20 years we've been dealing with the Etruscans and the Carthaginians, Samnites, blah 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 blah, for the Republic. If you want to read all that, feel free to pause, obviously. But so yeah, we're playing as Rome. The current date, at the top right, is 450 AUC, which is the date used in a lot of ancient Roman stuff, because it is the date from the founding of Rome, which of course it is. Why would they be using BCE or AD or any of those other silly date systems about some fictional character who hasn't even been born yet? I'll say right now, by the way, if you are of a religious nature and you're likely to be offended by such things as flagrant disregard for or disrespect for religions in general, probably don't want to watch any of these videos, because I don't care about that. I am a pronounced atheist, and religion in general I consider nonsense and will mock it frequently. There are these religion is obviously going to be a thing with any sort of ancient empire game, because well, that's the way people were back then. Anyway, so yeah, Rome has reached substantial local dominance, and the stage is set for expansion throughout the Italian region. So they've done a few things for us. We've got our resources along the top here. We've got our treasury, which is flat out money, recruiting armies, recruiting advisors, constructing new buildings. We've got manpower, which is available recruits and nation possesses, which can be used to recruit new units, reforce understrength armies. Yeah, that's straight up manpower to recruit army troops, basically. Military power represents our overall sort of military potential. Civic power, again, our civic potential. That's pretty much be spent on. You spend that to improve the civic aspects of your nation. Oratory power may be invested on making important decisions. And religious power may be spent on various religious activities. We've got the stability rating, aggressive expansion, and tyranny. So let's press on. Let's just have a little look at the map here, because I just want to zoom. See, you can zoom right into the point where you can see, you know, cities and buildings, and you can zoom back out to the point where you can see the whole classical world. It's not the whole world. It's just the sort of the limits of this sort of classical empires. It's essentially Alexander's empire, the map. I think that extended as far as India. It really is impressive when you actually stop to think about how much of the world I don't actually know anywhere near as much about Alexander the Great as I should. But if this really was like as far as his empire stretched, it's quite impressive. But and we've got Egypt down here. And the level of detail is really nice, because some of the ancient wonders of the world actually do already exist. So, like, we go down here to Giza, Memphis, Babylon, City of Tartarus, Dionysus. Is Giza actually listed as a city? Nope, I guess not, but you can see the pyramids there. Alexandria, where there is no great lighthouse because it hasn't been built yet. You can build it during the game. I've seen that on other channels on YouTube. On the again, I've plugged it a number of times, but Many a True Nerd, wonderful YouTube channel, far better than this. Go watch him instead of me. One of the reasons I decided to give this whole thing a go is how much fun I've had watching him over the years. And I saw this earlier before the game crashed as well. How cool is that? They've even put Stonehenge in. I'm sure there's other little notable landmarks that I could find if I knew where to look for them, but I don't, so I'm not going to. It's Gibraltar. Ah, there's Gibraltar. Is that Gibraltar? No, that's not Gibraltar, is it? Gibraltar's like... I thought Gibraltar was literally in the sort of gap down here somewhere, but maybe I'm wrong. My geography is not amazing at the best of times. I think that's what will become Malta at some point in the future. But currently is Sardinia. I love the music in this as well. So yeah, let's try one of these objectives. So, stabilize Rome. We have to increase our stability to 2. So, to increase stability, open the religious window and click on the sacrifice to the gods interaction. No pigs were harmed during this tutorial. So, government, military, technology, religion. So we open the religion window. Sacrifice to the gods. So that will cost 268 religion. And the reason it costs that is the base cost is 200, and that's modified by, we have positive stability, which makes it more expensive. Pontifex Maximus, I don't know what that means. I'm guessing that's to do with our current political state. Makes it a bit cheaper, and that will increase our stability. So sacrificing the gods will appease the people, increase the stability of your realm. So yeah, this is a straight way of... Okay, stability increase. My console, our realm is more stable. So yep, stab a pig. Increase stability. So, congratulations, you have successfully stabilized Rome. As you play more, you will encounter a variety of modifiers and effects that your stability, the cost of increasing it, and the effect from having it. Events will often affect your stability value. We have provided you with an extra stability point as a reward for completing your objective to take you to your maximum. Okay, so stability varies between +3 and -3. So the more stable you are, the more expensive it gets to sacrifice to the gods, but my popularity gain is increased, research points goes up, my tax rate goes up, and the loyalty of subject states goes up. This all sounds very good. So, yeah, our realm is more stable. So that is now complete. And we are stability 3, which is as high as it can go. So, call down an omen. So, call down an omen. Invoke any omen. Omens are an important feature in Imperator Rome. Open the religious window to browse which omens are available to you. It's important to note that only one omen can be active at once, and that an omen may not be revoked once chosen. Once it's expired, a new one may be picked. We recommend you pick Blessing of Fortuna for the purposes of the tutorial, but feel free to try something different, and we'll gain some oratory power from doing that. So that's again under religious. Ah, right, okay, so omens. Cost a bit of religion, you can only have one running at a time. And it just flat out gives you a bonus. So Blessing of Mars increases military discipline. Blessing of Jupiter, aggressive expansion, change. That's a minus, so I'm assuming that's bad. Blessing of Mercury gives us a flat-out commerce increase. Blessing of Apollo gives us an increase in manpower. Blessing of Minerva gives us more research. Blessing of Fortuna reduces national unrest. Blessing of Ceres gives us more population growth. Blessing of Pluto gives us flat-out tax rate increases. Oh right, okay, so that's commerce, that's tax. So they're both income, depending on how you want to... So, I mean, the tutorial recommended Blessing of Fortuna. I don't really understand... Where's unrest? We've got 0 aggressive expansion, 0 tyranny... Does unrest come under any of these? Not really. I don't really know where national unrest comes in. I'm guessing that may be to do with how stability goes down. In any case, the tutorial recommended it, so we're going to take it. So that will run... Okay, so it'll run for 5 years. Close that. And then complete that, which will give us... the gods have truly blessed us. Now Rome is ready for war. We recommend that you check out the other omens to get an idea for what else you could use. Yep, okay, so I've had a look. Omens are a little bonus. in a way, they're more reactionary, I guess, than anything else. So have an army of 30 cohorts. Build cohorts until you have an army size of at least 30,000 men. Okay, so armies in this game are proper sized units, so, you know, they're not a few hundred men here. They are big armies, so... Okay, you may train cohorts in any cities. Training can be initiated in one of a number of ways using the macro builder, which can be found in the top left of your screen. Okay. Okay. I like this. Can promote pops. Citizens. Freeman. Slave. Tribesman. Okay, so tribesmen and slaves can be promoted to freemen. Freemen can be promoted to citizens. That costs a bit of oratory to do it. I'm guessing there's reasons to have that. And we can also convert people to our religion. I'm not sure how many pops we have, how that works exactly. Assimilate pops. Convert foreign conquered goods to Roman goods. Okay. I sort of see how that works a bit. We can import trade goods. So, macro builder lets us do it sort of globally. Select a city and using the recruit cohorts, or select an army and then recruit units button. Go ahead and recruit at least 30 cohorts. Make sure to merge them into one army. We're just going to use the macro builder, I think. So, what have we got options here? We've got Sagittarii, archers, dromedary, camel troops, carrii, chariots, equites, cavalry, principes, which is just sort of legionaries, or heavy infantry, really, yes. Equites, auxilia, which are, you know, light auxiliary troops. Velites, light infantry, I guess, war elephants, and triremes. So, why is that red? Or is that just what I've got selected currently? So if I go, I mean, let's say I wanted to recruit one. Oh, right. Okay, I see. So you select the one and then you literally click where you want it. So I would like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. 2 units of cavalry. 2 units of Sagittarii. No, 3 units of Sagittarii. 2 units of Auxilia. 2 of them. Can't build war elephants because we don't have any elephants. Build triremes. Ah, yeah, makes sense. Only in port cities. Can't build horse archers because we just don't either know how to. And 1, 2, 4, 5, 7. I want more of those. Bit more cavalry. Okay, that'll do. So, I mean, that's cost... Oh, blimey, we've got so much money. Now, I guess... Oh, yeah, we probably have to unpause the game for that to work at all. I'm not sure how quickly things build on this, so we'll see. Is that how long it'll take to build all of those, or... Oh, blimey. This is going to take a very long time. Okay, let's accelerate things here. We are building... Okay, there's been a sighting of some cool Meandus. So there's nothing more than bandits and madmen. We should be careful about attacking these men and women, as we could make ourselves unpopular among the god and his other followers. However, leaving them to continue their ravaging through our countryside will not be popular among our people. So we lose some military power and religious power if we do that. Shrine to Bacchus we could build. Rome gains blessing of wine. We can just ignore them. No, you know what? Zero tolerance for that kind of nonsense. So can you only build one unit at a time? Surely I can have more than one unit training? Or I guess it's training units from all of those locations and it affects the speed? Okay, Publius Sempronius sent word that he has fallen ill. Perhaps if he is wealthy enough, he will seek treatment of his own volition. Otherwise, we can always step in if his condition worsens. Okay, so he's our ruler. Okay. Gains mentor. So what's it do? Mentagra gives a minus 2, a mysterious disease thought to be spread by kissing and bodily combat. Mentagra displays a facial rash with sores and severe discomfort. Sounds an awful lot like herpes. There's our consorts training away. Got 5 heavy infantry, heavy cavalry. Oh, you can actually make quite a few choices about how your army runs things. Build roads, forts. Now that's create a new unit, split in half, recruit to army. So are these all coming from Lavinum? Son has been born. We are told the babe's name is Publius Sempronius Sophus. He's a son of the Consul of Rome and a member of the Semproni family. Patriotic citizens. So ecstatic in honour of our Majesty, they have kindly raised a rather pitiful sum of gold, hoping to procure some political favour. We simply hadn't the heart to tell them that their gift was a trifle. So I could take the money, or increase their loyalty by 10. I mean, they're currently 100% loyal. So I might as well keep the money. Oh well. So, yeah, sorry, I was just trying to see... So if I go recruit to army, and I add... So, Lavinum is training that, and I'm curious... Papillonius has made quite a name for himself as a patron of art, culture and innovation. No venture is beyond his consideration. Splendid. Sagittarii. Yeah, no, it does do it separately. So I'm wondering... I mean, if I go recruit units now, if I recruit one of those and one of those... Yeah, it does do them from multiple places. So the fact that I clicked in Lavinum was just a way of staggering those out like that. So, I mean, can I flat out cancel some of those? And then they move in. Yeah, I'm telling them to build there rather than... So I think, generally speaking, it's probably better if I build stuff... You know, once I've got the army built initially, if I just do essentially hammer the build buttons from there to expand it out with this. So, oh, hello. Who's this? Are they Romans? I'm not sure. Well, the units do actually look different, depending on what the majority of the army is, I guess. Some Greeks over here. I wonder if the different nations' troops look different as well. So, can we see any Egyptian armies, for example? Do they look noticeably different from... I have no idea, since I can't see them. Let's just accelerate time a bit over there and see if we can get these guys finished. Have an army of 30 cohorts. Oh, right, okay. I don't actually have to have one army. I just need 30 cohorts in total. It wasn't build 30 Okay, so we're paused here. Quintus Fabius Goetus has been showing great promise in civic duties. We could erect this masterpiece on behalf of the Senate. Such an architectural vision would surely be right for the valuable. So we gain 5 loyalty, or we gain some money. I am rolling in money, so for the state. Okay, so diplomacy. Bari's mercenaries, led by Decimus. Oh, these aren't actually mine. That's why I can't command them. Right, okay, so let's order these guys to go over here. And we'll resume. Is that actually moving all of them? Oh no, that's the garrison of the city again. So, that's our 40,000 cohorts. So, can I... build units. Oh, crikey. Yeah, let's cancel all of that. Because we don't need to spend all that money. So we have our army of 40,000 cohorts. Oh, someone's died of gangrene. Let's pause that for a second. And we have our army now, so... Rome 2, Legion 2 gains Roma Invicta. Morale of armies was 10%. So okay, now Rome has an army befitting her status. Over the course of gameplay, we will see such events as this pop up from time to time. The various options will often include interesting effects or choices. If you hold your mouse over a blah 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 blah. I probably should have just expanded the first army, but live and learn. I've learned how that works a bit now, so we are done there. So, have 12 triremes. Okay, so constructing ships is much the same as training land units. However, you can only construct them at a port that is supplied with wood. All the ports in Rome begin with that Rome begins with are supplied with wood, so you don't have to worry about this step for now. Holding a mouse over this objective will highlight all your starting port cities. So let's choose Ostia and go build units. And buildy, 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 buildy. Twelve triremes. Which I think I've done again by accident. You know what? Just get on with it. Build me those 12 ships. That's going to take ages to build. But so far, so good. Anyway, I'm going to carry on with this tutorial for now, but I get the impression this is going to take a bit longer than I had first thought. I wanted this to be a relatively short video, so I'm actually going to call this one here for now, guys. I will produce some more footage on this as we go forward, but oh, missions, Oracle of Delphi. Apparently Apollo has seen good times coming for our country, particularly under the leadership of Publius Sempronius Suffus. So we bring the news. Political large celebration is in order. We could spend some money gaining Prophecy of Delphi, which causes minus to national unrest and cheaper omens. Or we will thank the Oracle for her good news, in which case we gain Prophecy of... Oh, right, so we gain it anyway. It's just a case of we spend some money, we gain it for longer. Party on, dudes! Training camps. Okay. So, yeah, before I call this a video, I do want to just try conquering these guys. So we'll go conquer the Sabinia, who are to the north. So, hill dwellers, then as the Sabinii, occupy. So, yeah, we need to fabricate a claim on our land by opening diplomacy and fabricate a claim. Oh, hang on. Intended recent events, personal character, or political machinations, a rather amusing bill has been brought forward before the Assembly, listing in excruciating detail the curious personal habits of the consul. Publius Sempronius. The bill is naturally laughed out of the Assembly, but the perpetrator refuses to come forward. So we can gain some popularity, or we can find out the little bugger who, you know what, I can take a joke. So yeah, these are the Sabinia. Under covert actions, fabricate a claim. Fabricating a claim grants us use of casus belli on the receiving country's selected side. Claims it is a cheaper demand. Okay. Senate approves. Fabricate a claim. So let's fabricate a claim on... on the bigger one, Icenia. We now have a claim on the province of Icenia. This gives us a casus belli on the Latin local power of Sardinia. And let's get our army over to Curie. Oh, that's actually two forces still. Let's merge those units. So it's now just Legion 2. It's a good mix of units. 18,000 heavy infantry, 7,000 light cavalry, 2,000 heavy cavalry, 11,000 archers, 2,000 light infantry. I don't really know. Primary cohorts. Sagittarii. Yeah, so they will engage first and then retreat, and then the Principes pile in, the flanking cohorts. Oh, the light cavalry. Yeah, I like that. I like that idea. That works well for me. Oh, I should probably unpause so the army can actually move. Is it monthly? So yeah, it seems to be monthly things move. So let's pause again. Conquer the Sabini. Okay, so fabricate a claim, make sure your troops are in good position, and declare war. Declare war, open diplomacy, and select declare war. You will need to select a casus belli if you have show superiority or show naval superiority suffered. You will suffer stability hit. Sabini will try to put up a fight, but the Roman numbers should prove more than a match for them. Okay, so Sardinia. Show superiority. More war squadron in battle. Our goal is to take Picenum. Senate approves. Call allies. Alright, okay, those are subjects. So, declaring war sometimes is the last resort. Diplomacy, the act of declaring war will reduce the view of other countries have of you. Bellicose stance. You know what, screw 'em. Take Picenum, forcing this will increase tyranny rating by 5. Yes! Okay, so we can't sue for peace. So are we actually at war? Can we enter? No, we can't yet, because I like that. Declarations of war are not instantaneous, and I can't cross into their land until we are formally at war. Are we not at war now? Currently, we are at war with Sardinia. Why can't I enter their territory then? Maybe that's impassable because of the forest or something? Terrain, forest. Supply limit, weight with Legion 48. Okay, maybe our army's physically too big to enter that territory. I mean, it kind of makes sense. Maybe you can't march troops over it. Okay, the importance of this work has propelled him to office. Tribune of the plebs granted him wide popular support. I'm going to have to call this to an end very shortly because I'm actually going out to watch the Avengers shortly tonight, so... Wars hazards, okay, we can gain popularity there. Populist faction promoted. We cannot undo the damage, but we can control it. Okay, so they want to air public. Yeah, no, I'm fine with that. They can enter that territory. Why can't we? Okay, so that's a siege phase. And we are losing some troops due to attrition, I guess, so... I guess we can probably cross now into... We have to move a province at a time in enemy territory? I don't know exactly. Walled city plus 15... minus 14... minus 7... under 20... Okay, I think I get how this works. Each time this happens, die 1 to 4 is rolled. That die is then added together with the siege modifiers. Plus 5 on a natural 1, the attackers will suffer disease outbreak that reduces their numbers by 5%. Oh, I see it's going up, so they now have a 14%. Oh, that's clever. I see how that works. Okay. Oh, we've got a new ruler. Little importance. Getting his flavor, so I'm completely lost for words. If the Consul Quinto were to intervene, surely err his undying gratitude of God. Yes, however, such a public day of bipartisan candidacy would be... Okay, so we lose stability, but we gain a friend. Or... No, you know what? Let him swing. I'm sorry. So we've got a new ruler. The military faction is now in control. We've received an envoy with the tribal chief, Agrippa Clarius. Strengthen our connection with the subject could be useful, have benefits. We could become friends with him, or we don't need their friendship. I'm entirely cool being friends with them. So they are now up to 29% chance to surrender. Oh, threat successful. Oh, someone threatened them and gave them a city. Numidians and the Mercians. I think I'm sort of seeing how this works a bit now. I'm increasingly of the opinion I'm not sure this would work terribly well as a broadcast series, because whilst this is fascinating and I can see myself sinking a lot of time into this game, I'm not sure it's terribly exciting to watch. And, you know... Oh, my mercenary allies are busy kicking the hell out of these guys. And losing, apparently. Are they actually invading me? Okay, the siege of Intermina is won. Controls the province. Let's fall back to fight these bar stewards. So... Oh, we've got our 12 triremes as well. Now a navy. Yeah, the tutorial gives you objectives to do, it doesn't really tell you how to do it. So let's sue for peace. I want all of your land. Enemy is forced to accept this offer. Oh, that's my alarm. Yep. After a protracted conquest, we finally routed the Cibrinian armies and laid waste to their lands. During the sacking of their capital, many important prisoners were taken. They now languish in our dungeons, awaiting whatever fate we deserve. So, Quintus gains popularity. Every character in the Cibrinia will be put to death before the cheering of crowds of Roma. Banish those of class, put the rest to the sword. We lose 0.5 aggressive expansion. Imprison their leaders, let the rest disappear. Important Sabinian characters will be imprisoned by Rome. I lose popularity. Pass judgment. Each important family. No! Kill them all! So, we've increased in rank in our regional power instead of a local power, since we are now an independent country with at least 25 cities. Following special rules can now be used. We can guarantee other countries, we can threaten war, we can have alliances. The following effects, capital import routes, diplomatic, okay. So, Cibrinia is now my bitch, basically. As it seems my allies waded in, killed their entire army while I was busy sieging that city. So yeah, that went pretty well. But, as I say, I am going to have to call this drawn to a close here, so I will catch you guys in the next video. There may be more of this in future. For now, Civ will return at its regularly scheduled time, but I'm going to put a pin in this one for now, because I have to get going. I have an important date with, well, my lovely girlfriend and a whole bunch of superheroes who are going to beat Thanos up and maybe restore the timeline. I don't know. But I've been Locutus, this has been The Collective, and this has been the complicated, but already I can see dangerously interesting Imperator Rome. So, I'm going to call this one here, and we'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.